Well, thousands of people are gathering in southern Turkey to protest against America's support for Israel. The demonstrations taking place in the city of Adana, the location of one of NATO's largest air bases in the region. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to attend talks with Turkey's foreign minister in the capital, Ankara, on Monday. Well, for more on this, Resul Serdar joins us from Ankara. And Resul, what can we expect from Blinken's visit there later today?
Well, the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, is expected to arrive in Ankara tonight. And tomorrow in the morning, he's also scheduled to meet his Turkish counterpart, Hakan Fidan. However, there is a huge discontent here in Ankara. Just recently, we have seen that President Erdogan increasingly started to use a very harsh language, accusing USA, accusing Israel of committing the war crimes. And President Erdogan explicitly said that the USA is complicit here, is just giving a green light to Israel to commit all of that war crimes and violate the international law. And just after this kind of language that has been used, yesterday we just see that Turkey has recalled its ambassador for consultation. So just days before the October 7th, President Erdogan and Prime Minister of Israel were expected to meet. So the relations were just recently restored and the diplomatic ties were recently restored. However, now the relations between Ankara and Tel Aviv, between Turkey and Israel, are almost about to break down. So tomorrow, there will be a meeting between the Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, and the Turkish Foreign Minister. However, according to the reports that are coming, there's not going to be a joint presser, and that is quite important. We do not know whether this came from Turks or the American authorities, but in any way, if there was a joint presser, it was expected to be a huge public rebuke for Secretary of State, and that's why probably they wanted to avoid it, because, as I said, there's a huge discontent here in Ankara.
And just speaking of that discontent, Resul, can you just tell us how large this protest has become at the NATO airbase there?
As of now, we know that all across Turkey, there have been thousands of the cars joining a convoy that is organized by International Humanitarian Relief Foundation. And now they are still heading to the south, the city of Adana, which hosts Incirlik Air Base. So Incirlik Air Base is one of the largest NATO bases in the Middle East and is primarily used by the U.S. Air Force, and it also hosts more than 1,000 U.S. airmen. So it's a well-calculated place, symbolically very much important. Just yesterday, the president of the foundation said that they are going to protest in front of that airbase to force the USA for a ceasefire and also to stop the ongoing slaughter in Gaza. So that is very, very much important, as I said, because the organizer, as I said, is the International Humanitarian Relief. This same foundation was the foundation that organized Gaza Freedom Flotilla in 2010 in an intention to break the Israeli sea blockade over Gaza. 6 vessels by that time sailed from Istanbul and head toward Gaza, and in international waters, Israeli forces raided on that ships and killed 10 American and Turkish activists. And that has been a turning point in Israeli and Turkish relations. We have seen a decade of very, very deteriorated relations. So now, interestingly, the president of the foundation is even going further. He said that they are planning to send another flotilla to Gaza, but he's asking President Erdogan this time, the Turkish naval forces, to be involved and to protect that vessels, whether that's going to happen or not. However, as I said, here, the organizers are trying to put a tremendous pressure on both American and Turkish governments to stop the war in Gaza.
OK, thank you so much for that, Resul. That is Resul Serdar for us in Ankara.